What's up, everybody? We back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 top tier characters that you are using completely wrong.
All right, man. First up on our list, we're going to be looking at Camille. Y'all going to get tired of me telling y'all that y'all are using this man wrong, because you definitely are. I'm seeing way too many Camille players not utilizing the cut dribble move. I see way too many Camille players not trying to make team plays when that is quite literally this man's strongest play style, to be completely honest, man. So he's really strong when it comes down to playing pick and roll. He's really strong when it comes down to his off-ball movement. So he can throw those pump fakes up there and he can dash away and get free points. Or you can use him inside ISO the exact same way that you would use someone like Justin, with a slightly lower speed and a slightly lower dribble stat as well. But he is definitely strong when you use those strategies, man. So make sure you use those strategies. You're using Camille. You're not setting any screens. That is a huge issue. You're using Camille. You're not throwing pump fakes up there and you're not dashing away. That is also a huge issue. I'm also seeing Camille players not utilizing the flash shot, which is a huge issue, man. You need to make sure you're using this man's entire kit. He only has 2 active abilities. The other 2 are passives, right? Well, when it comes down to the exclusives anyway, because he also has a double pump, he also has a fadeaway mid shot, and he also has the flash shot. So he really has 5 active abilities. The other 2 are just passives, the enhanced mid shot and the enhanced 3-point. You want to make sure you're playing inside both areas, because the feint dribble will be giving you 3% extra accuracy inside the mid-range area, and the cut dribble move will be giving you 10% extra accuracy at the 3-point line. You want to make sure you're using this dash, man. You want to make sure you're using it in a way that you're helping your teammates get open, or in a way that you're going to get yourself wide open. All right, number 2, we're looking at Natalie. Natalie is always being used wrong, man. A lot of the time, I see people pick Natalie and exclusively use the layup floater, man. I have no idea why. She's also a decent mid-range shooter, man. Look at her mid-range stat. It's only 1 less than her close shot stat. So I've been trying to encourage people to shoot those mid-range shots with Natalie, especially if you're wide open, man. Baba, I'm talking about you, bro. I'm going to get you to shoot those mid-range shots eventually, man. So her mid-range shot, 65 at base, really good. You should also be playing out there, man. And if you got a decent 3-point stat, you should also be playing at the 3-point line, because as I've said before, 3-point builds have proven to be useful on someone like Natalie. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. She's also a spectacular shooter, man. And also, she has more than 1 layup-based ability, right? So stop spamming the layup floater, man. You also have a double pump. You also have a layup pass that you should definitely be utilizing. The top tier Natalie's barely even use the layup floater. Why do they barely even use it when that's the strongest and cheesiest ability in the entire game? Well, the reason they don't use it is because those top tier players, they're able to consistently block those layup floaters, not through predictions, but through actual timing and reflexes. So if you spam a layup floater, once you start to climb up that ladder, it's not going to be as effective. You can look at it like something like double pump dunk. Double pump dunk is super useful inside low elos, but as you climb up that ladder, man, double pump dunk just isn't as effective as it used to be. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. Don't spam layup floaters with her, man. If you're in the mid-range area, you're wide open. Take the wide open mid-range shot, man. Just because she's a layup-based character does not mean that's the only thing you have to do, right? Use those mid-range shots, man. Use your double pump. Use your layup pass. You'll do just fine. All right, for number 3, we're looking at Butterball. Y'all can notice a lot of small forwards on this list, man, because basically small forwards are the ones that get used wrong the most, because they have the easiest kits and the cheesiest abilities. So people tend to just think that all they have to do is spam those cheesy abilities, but that is not the case, man. So we're looking at Butterball. The way that I see people playing him, they're just constantly spamming contested jump stop shots. They're not doing anything when they don't have the ball in their hands on offense, and they're also not setting any screens for anyone, well, most of the time anyway, because this man is actually one of the best pick and roll characters in the entire game. You want to make sure you're setting screens. You want to make sure you're dashing in the opposite direction of the teammate that you set a screen for, man, because I've seen Butterball players, seen them try their best to actually set screens, so I can applaud you for that at least. But when it comes down to setting a screen, you want to make sure you're running away from the person with the ball in their hand, because 9 times out of 10, the person that was guarding you is going to pick that person up, and a lot of the time, the person that was guarding the person you set a screen for is probably probably going to try to go over there and chase them. And when you dash off in the opposite direction, there's nothing they can do about it. So make sure y'all keep that in mind, man. You don't want to be spamming contested jump stop shots with him, especially at the 3-point line. I know sometimes it goes in, but man, that is just sometimes. You want these shots to go in as often as they can. So stop spamming contested jump stop shots with this, man. Set some screens, use your pump fake and dribble, man. I'm so tired of seeing people not using this ability. Where is it? So tired of seeing people not using this, man. I mean, to be completely honest, I hardly use it myself because I only pick Butterball to set screens for Baba BJ. So yes, man, you definitely need to make sure you're setting screens with Butterball, and you can dash off in the opposite direction to get wide open. You also want to make sure you're using this pump fake and dribble so that you can trick your defender into jumping up and trying to block the shot, and then you go into a dribble move, and if they jumped up to try to block your shot, you can go into a jump stop shot. They will not be able to stop you. You also want to make sure you're using your flash shot, man. I'm tired of seeing small forwards not using flash shot. Use your flash shot. It works really well with this pump fake and dribble, so make sure y'all keep that in mind. All right, at number 4, we're looking at Rocket, man. You're probably thinking, how can someone possibly use Rocket wrong? Press the box out button, press the rebound button. There you go. That's how you use Rocket. You can't be further from the truth, man, because that is not the only thing Rocket is good at. Rocket is also a spectacular dunker, man, with 70 at base. You might think that's only because of his follow-up dunk, but I can assure you, man, I've been getting dunked on by Rockets recently, especially if I'm not using a blocking base big like Ranger or Nikolai or Daisuke or Vanessa. He's going to be consistently dunking on people, so make sure y'all keep that in mind as well, man. He also has an ability that I never really see people using for some strange reason, especially inside lower elos, man, because those top tier players understand the importance of this ability. We're talking about the rebound pass, man. You want to make sure you are using this. I have no idea why people are not using this ability, man. There can be someone wide open at the 3. They would much rather do a follow-up dunk just because it looks nice instead of doing a rebound pass to their teammate at the 3-point line. I mean, even if you're up by like 7 or 8 points, you want to make sure that you have that extra 1 point, right? Because if they end up catching back up and you end up winning by 1, you're going to be happy that you gave up that follow-up dunk to take the wide open 3. And if you end up being tied up at the end of the game, you're to blame, right? Because all you had to do was just do that rebound pass out to the 3, and they could have shot that shot on in there and got free points with 2% extra accuracy. So make sure y'all keep that in mind, man. You want to make sure you are also dunking the ball with Rocket. You also want to make sure you are using your rebound pass. Stop neglecting that ability, man. If you don't understand how to activate it, check out my video, 5 abilities that people don't understand how to activate. I will definitely tell you how to use rebound pass there. So go check that video out, man. And also, when it comes down to the follow-up dunk, a lot of people don't know this, but you don't have to equip follow-up shot. If you only have follow-up dunk equipped, then every single putback will be a follow-up dunk. So if you don't want to unlock follow-up shot, you don't have to. And plus, his dunk stat is much higher than his close shot stat. So this will be a whole lot more consistent. All right, man. Last, certainly not least, we're looking at Alto, man. So I see a lot of people using him wrong as well, especially if they're the only big. They're way too focused on getting stuff like rebounds when that is definitely not this man's job. You want to make sure you're helping your teammates on defense with someone like Alto. And when it comes down to the scoring side, you also want to make sure you are utilizing your quick hook, man. I don't see people using this for some strange reason. They would much rather just spam the dunks. This is actually a pretty powerful pump fake. If you utilize it properly anyway and you set up your psychology right, this pump fake can get you wide open shots inside the paint, man. He also has a decent close shot stat, I believe. Yep, his close shot is 69 at base. That's even higher than his dunk stat. So that lets you know you should definitely be using this hook shot inside the paint, man. And you should also be helping your teammates on defense through the use of this diving block. Now, Baba BJ was telling me yesterday every single block is a diving block when you're using this, man. And he was telling me that it sometimes messes up the blocks when it comes down to blocking things like dunks and layups. But what I got to say to that is just find the right positioning, man. I know I'm just talking because I have never used this character before, but you want to make sure you find the proper positioning. I have seen Alto players completely lock me down on my old blocker account when I was using Ranger through the use of that diving block when I was trying to dunk because he knew the proper positioning. He was blocking every single shot. He was blocking every single dunk. There was absolutely nothing we could do. He was eating me up inside the paint with the hook shots. There was absolutely nothing I could do. He was just way too good with this character, man. So you want to make sure you're using your hook shot. You also want to make sure you're helping your teammates on defense. Find the proper positioning for that block, man. You'll do just fine with this character. All right, man, so that's just about cover everything. So make sure y'all keep in mind, you want to make sure you're using these characters properly. These aren't the only people I see being used wrong. They're just the ones I see being used wrong the most. And listen to the tips inside this video, man. You're using Camille. You want to make sure you're using your cut dribble move in a way that you're actually helping your team through the use of things like screens and then dashing off. That is a beautiful pick and roll from someone like Camille. You're using someone like Butterball. You also want to make sure you're setting screens. And when you do, you want to dash in the opposite direction. And with both of those characters, you want to make sure you're utilizing your flash shot, man. If you can't activate that, drop it inside the comments. I'll make a short explaining that so that the people who can't get that to activate will finally be able to use their kits effectively. And with someone like Rocket, you want to use your rebound pass, man, and stop being scared to dunk on people. His long-range dunk animation is extremely powerful because if they aren't right there on you when you start your dunk, there is nothing they can do to stop you because he cocks his arm back so far. There's nothing they can do about it. That's it. Now catch y'all on the next one.